Lori here. Today we are going to make a Christmas tree. So I've been wanting to do one of these and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get started. Okay, so this is what we're going to use to do our tree. You're also going to need some pipe cleaners. And I'm going to be using Poly Burlap. And what I'm going to do is probably a little bit different than you've seen before, but I really like this look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this every 6 inches. So alright. So I'm going to cut a whole bunch of these. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them in half. So I generally like to try to do them in a pile just because it's easier. Okay. So I'll find the midpoint. And then I'll just cut them right down the middle. Alright. So what you'll end up with essentially is like a 6x5 square. We are going to be doing petals, but we're going to do them a little bit different. I'm going to be using pipe cleaners that are cut in half. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my poly burlap that I've cut, and I want to use this edge here as my point. So see, I want at least one part of it to be this nice clean edge. And then I'm going to take opposite ends and kind of roll it in together to meet in the middle. Because what I want is a look like this. Okay. So then about, let's see. So about 6 inches, because you're going to have a little bit left, I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and I'm actually going to wrap the remainder of that mesh around this pipe cleaner, and I'm going to tie it in the back. Now, there'll be some stuff that sticks up. Just cut it off. It's not a big deal. The reason I wrap it in there is just to make sure it's going to stay on there nice and tight. So I'm going to make a lump like this. So I'm going to show you again. So I'll take this, use one of these nice edges, and I'm going to take the two opposite edges, so this edge and this edge, and I'm going to loosely roll them in together to meet them in the middle, as I want this nice little point here like this. Then I'll pinch them, grab a pipe cleaner like this, and then just wrap it, that extra edge around that pipe cleaner, and then tie it off in the back. And then that's what you're left with. So let's do it one more time. So take this, take those two edges, loosely roll them in together. So of course what I'm doing is getting this little point right here, and I want it to be small. One reason is that my tree frame right here isn't very big, so I'm going to take my pipe cleaner, put it on this side, and then wrap the extra around. And then I will move my pipe cleaner in the back and tie it off. And there we go. See, now you might have some of this. It's okay. Cut it off. There's plenty inside that pipe cleaner that's going to hold it together. So I'm going to go and make a whole bunch of these. And then when I come back, we're going to start putting it on this form. And we're going to do that differently too. Hey. So, hey buddy. Okay, so I'll be back shortly. So one thing we're going to do on this frame that's different than what I normally do. Normally I would put little pipe cleaners across here and put these on, but we are going to tie these on to our pipe cleaner first because I want my lines to be very straight. So we're going to tie them on here, and then we're going to tie them on our frame, and we're going to go from the bottom to the top, because what I don't want is to have to keep lifting these up, because I don't want to mess up this perfect little leaf we have here. So I like this little individual leaf better for a tree like this. It just kind of has a more natural look. So I'm going to work on that, and then when I come back we'll start putting it on our frame. Okay, so I've gotten quite a few of these done, and I want to start putting them on my base. And I was looking at the best way to do it, and I think I've decided I'm going to use some skewers. I'm just going to put my little leaves, and I'm going to tie them right on my little skewer here. So I'm just going to take this, tie this on, and I'm just going to go all the way down and tie these together. So from the back, you see I'm just tying them over the skewer like this. And the reason I was thinking about using a skewer is because it's nice and solid. I can actually use this bottom piece. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So I'm going to do it all the way across this skewer. This will be our second layer. I just want you to see what I'm going to do. Okay. I want them to be really close together because I don't want to have spaces where you can see in between it. Now, of course, we're going to have ones below it and on top of it, so that'll help a lot. Okay. So I'll just keep going along, tying them on. I'll just tie it all the way across. And then I will come back to my form and I will tie it on here. I'll tie it right there. So that's how I'm going to do the second layer. For the first layer, I'm actually going to take one of my little pipe cleaners here, and I'm going to make this wire go all the way across, because that's going to be my very first row. Okay, I'm just tying it around. Okay, hey buddy, just like that. So I've just tied them right there. Okay, you okay? Okay. Then I'm just going to come over to my form. I'm just going to tie it on, starting right here on the edge. Now you could start down here at the bottom, but I don't want mine to be quite that large, so I'm going to go right up to this first line. So I'm just going to tie these on all the way across, just like this. This is a bit time consuming, but it'll turn out really cute. So, okay. So I just keep doing the same thing. Just push them together, tie it on. You can tie them together in the back to keep them from moving. like that. So all I'm doing is tying them on and tying it right on the back. Now I'm going to go all the way across this bottom row, and then I'm going to take this one that I just did and I'm going to go right above it like this. So you see, this is how it's going to look. Just like that. So I'm going to keep putting them all the way across here and putting them on this. And then when I come back, we'll tie this down and then we'll keep going. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I have gotten a ton of these done. And I'm ready to put this in place. So remember, our first level I just put right directly on the base. So you can see here, I just tied them onto the base. And then every other level I put on dowels. So I just put it on dowels. So what I did is I measured across to see how far, and then I just cut my dowel just slightly over. Just like that. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these dowels down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some floral wire and I'm going to do one level at a time. So I'm going to cut this floral wire, well, let's see, about 12 inches. So what I want to do, looking from behind, I want it to be even. I want to make sure that I'm covering the top of the last layer, and then I'm just going to use this floral wire and I'm going to go around the dowel and around the base and just make sure that I have it tied on there well, and I'll show you up close. Okay. So I've got one side done. Okay. So see, I just tied it right there. I just tied it with my wire. Now I'll just go to the other side and I'll do the same thing. So I want to go around the dowel and around the base. So I want to tie it on there nice and tight. I don't want it to move. And I will worry about whether I need to trim that dowel after I get it on here. Okay, so there we go. I'll kind of adjust my little ties here. See, that's it so far. It's like a skirt. I like that. Okay, so then let's do the next one. Whoop. Okay. So about right there, I'll cut another 12 inches. And then I'm going to cut that in half and use it to tie this. I'm going to do this from the back just because it's a little bit easier to see. So I want to tie that dowel around the base several times. Okay? You see how I have just a little bit hanging over here? We're going to cover all of that. So I wanted this to be very symmetrical, and so this was the easiest way I could do that. Now you could also do this with pipe cleaners if you would like to. Okay. So now we have the third layer on. See, now it's starting to look a little bit more like a tree. You can just trim off your little excess. And then of course I'll spray this after I'm done, but so I'm just going to keep doing this exact same thing. I'm just going to come to the base, go in the back, and make sure I have the longest one. I don't think I do. Whoop. There we go. There it is. And I'll cut my wire and I will tie it on. So I'm not going to make you watch me do all that. I'm just going to do the same thing on each level. I'm just going to tie that dowel around my base and I'm going to go all the way up. So I made, let's see, how many did I make? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. Look at that. I pulled it right off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I made 8 rows with the dowels. I will come back and what I'm going to do on this back is I'm going to cover it. I'm going to cover this probably with some nice thick felt just because it will help. For one, it will help keep this in place and it will cover all this ugly mess. But I'm going to go off and I'm going to tie the rest of these on. And then when I get back, we're going to make a really pretty bow for the top. We're going to put a few ornaments on it, and I was thinking we may even put a present or two at the bottom. So I will be back shortly. Okay, I've gotten everything on. I think it looks really cute. So now what I'm going to do is I have a few extras that I made, and I'm going to tie them on the very end of these ones that have the little, I'm going to tie it on the frame right above it, and what that's going to do is that's going to hide anything like the stick or the last piece. See, that finishes it off. So I'm just going to do that on these. So I'll just go tie it on the frame right above there. Let's see, right there. Okay. It'll give it just a little extra fullness and it will cover anything that's there. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to do this all the way up. Okay. And as soon as I get this done, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to put a nice pretty bow on here. Okay. Okay, one left, and then we'll be ready to do our bow and our little decorations. So, Okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now. Okay. So now that we've gotten all of these on, there we go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a bow to go on the top. Okay, so I have this really pretty ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my tail. So let's do maybe 10 inches. Then I'll do maybe a 4-inch loop. Then I'm going to twist it. Do another 4-inch loop right there. Another one. And another one. Okay. So, the third one. There we go. Now I'm going to do 2 slightly larger. Maybe about right there. What is that? That's about 5 inches. Okay. And one more. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm still holding all this in my hand. Now you can use your Bodabra, but I'm just gonna cut this off for my tail. Okay. Then I'm just gonna take a pipe cleaner. I'm gonna take a pipe cleaner, run it through the back. I want to make sure I still have them even, that I have the right middle. There we go. Then I'm just gonna pull it really tight and just twist it. Alright. Now, I'm gonna pull out my fluff box. So I can just kind of work on my bow a little bit. And I just want to pull these in opposite directions. Like this. Okay, so this is going to go at the very top. So I'm just going to tie this on. tie it down, and then I can finish fluffing. Okay, so once I've gotten my bow fluffed, I'm going to put a little detail in my tail, like that. Okay. There we go. Now that we've gotten this part done, so there's a few options. I found this cute little present. I thought this would be really cute just at the bottom. So I think I might glue a couple of little presents along the bottom. And then I also have some little ornaments that I got from the Dollar Tree. So I have these little ornaments I got from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to glue them in random spots. And the thing that I'm going to look for is anywhere where it looks like I have a little gap. That's where I'm going to put these. Or if I have, you know, like a little piece of my pipe cleaner showing or something like that, that's where I'm going to put my little ornaments. So we'll let our hot glue heat up for a minute. And I'll tell you, I used one roll, almost one whole roll of the 10 by 10 poly burlap. Okay, so I got these little presents, and now these are on a string, but I thought they would look really cute at the end of my tree. So what I can do is, these already have a little string through them, so I'll use that string. I'm just going to tie it around the pipe cleaner, and I'll hide this part under the tree. And I'm just going to take this and go to the base and pull it so that it is just kind of right under my tree, like that. There we go. Now I will also come back and stick a little glue on here, but if I tie it on like that, it just gives me the right height that I would like. So just a little added detail to the end I thought would be cute. Okay, I'll put the big one in the middle. Right there. There we go. So we got two on. I'm going to do one more. Oops. Okay. Whoops, that one came out. So what we'll do is we'll take a little pipe cleaner and stick it down in there till it's nice and tight. Then I'll put a little glue on that. Okay. Then tie it around the base. And we're good to go. We got our little presents at the bottom. See them? It'll be easier to see when it's up against a wall, but just gives it a little extra. I think it's cute. I may pull it out a little bit more. There we go. Okay, now, see if that thing's hot. So I just put a little glue on it, and then I'll look for a spot that looks like it needs a little covering. Looks a little bare right here. That's a perfect way to cover up any spots that you have that are just a little bit bare. Put one right there. Okay. Okay. Now this part you can do any way you want. You could add different colors. You could add ornaments that you would normally have on your tree. You can do this any way you want to. That's the fun part. Okay. I think that's so cute. Okay, let's do one like in here somewhere. Maybe right down there. There we go. Isn't that so cute? I like it. Alright, so I'll lift this up so you can see it. So this, I'll have to fluff the bow a little bit, but this is our little tree with our little presents at the bottom. See, isn't that cute? Now I'll glue these a little bit so that they won't move, but I think it's adorable. I'll probably put a little glue on the bow too so it won't flop back and forth. So I wanted to give you one other option to do for the bow. And what I'm going to do is I have this gorgeous ribbon that has the little snow edge on it. And all I'm going to do is make 3 loops. And this is a much smaller bow. But I think it really would be fine because the tree is not real large. So a bow like I made before might be a little overwhelming. So you just get your 3 little bows together just like this. And then I cut a tail about 20 inches. So I'll just find the middle, pinch it, I'm going to put it under here, and then I'll just put my little pipe cleaner around it. Now, I missed one loop, so let's get this back. Okay, so I put my pipe cleaner around it. And then one thing you can do when you tie this on to the tree, you just go ahead and make a loop to hang it. So I've changed out the bow So I want you to see what it looks like. So I'm just gonna, so there it is. So this is what it looks like with the other bow on it. And I think it looks really cute. And then I made this little piece in the back to hang it on. So I just wanted to give you that as an additional option. I kind of like that. So, there's the bow. Isn't that cute? Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought. And make sure to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.